After waiting what feels like an eternity to have the answer to this question, I've got it in the palm of my hands. What's up? It's your boy Dynasty back with that MK1, MK Uno goodness because things are heating up with Mortal Kombat 1. Not really, it's been kind of slow lately. The only thing to note to talk about other than today's big news, if you want to call it big news, is Cyrax got buffed. We got a first look at next season Shang Tsung boss. Official confirmation that Cyrax and Sektor are pretty much 110% going to be some parts of either the Combat Pack 2 or the story expansion. And obviously, the reason why you clicked on this video, we now know who is the voice behind the guy with the cape. And it's not Anthony Starr, to no one's surprise, but it's not Chris Cox, which should probably come as a surprise because, well, his name's in the credits. Who's he voice acting for? That's probably Conan, the other character that we pretty much data mined the day the game came out. So yeah, I know I've not posted a Mortal Kombat video in like maybe 5 or 6 days. I've just been having a lot of fun doing other content like Gears of War, all the gaming shows, expos taking place, so reacting to like Doom, you know, Killing Floor yesterday. Just been having fun doing other content outside of just M1K. And for me, it's like rejuvenated my passion for, you know, sitting here in front of a camera and staring into the lens and talking to myself in my empty room. But with that said, we got a few things, like I mentioned, to talk about for Mortal Kombat 1. If you're excited to see me talking about this game, do the thing I always ask, please. It takes you a second. Drop a like. And with that said, who's voice acting this guy? So this morning, Dominic Solo broke the news, came out and said, had a great time working with Jake Green, who voiced Homelander in Mortal Kombat 1. There you go, mic drop. After waiting what feels like, again, like 9-10 months to know who is doing the voice acting work, it is Jake Green. Jake Green also confirmed this over on his official Twitter account as well. Jake Green coming out and saying, super proud to have worked with NetherRealm and WB Games to voice Homelander in Mortal Kombat 1. That tweet is also Jake's official pin tweet, and now in the bio it says, well, Homelander in MK1, so there it is. We have solved the $1 million question that's been just talked about on this channel in like 7 videos. So shout out to Jake Green. I think Jake Green did a perfect, fantastic job. I'm not just saying this, he actually does sound like Anthony Starr to the point where when we first started hearing the voice acting work, I was questioning if WB pulled out that big old money bag. Do they have a money bag? They're in debt. They pulled out the hypothetical money bag and they paid Anthony, but no, it's Jake Green. So there you go. The answer to that question has been made. In regards to Chris Cox, like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure it's because we data mined that Conan, who is going to be probably based off of the Arnold, is probably doing the voice acting work for that character. That's the only thing I can think of, because obviously back in Mortal Kombat 11, he voiced the Terminator. The Terminator was a guest character in that game, so if we have the Arnold as Conan in this game, why not do the exact same thing they did in Mortal Kombat 11? Because for the most part, I think he did a pretty decent job like Jake Green. So there you go. We can finally never talk about it again. Here's me playing patty cake and wiping the slate clean or something, cleaning my hands. I'm so relieved. I never have to talk about this again. It's over. The end of the saga. I guess we should probably talk about the Cyrax situation. So obviously Homelander dropped last week, and with that Homelander drop, Cyrax is back to his old ways. In case you forgot, the day the game came out, there was one cameo fighter that stood out of the others that everybody was using. It was Cyrax. Everybody was just doing the spinneroonie in the air with Cyrax. Spin, 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 spin. That was the meta until he got nerfed. I want to say it was when Omni-Man came out. So for like a month and a half, everybody essentially was just using the OP Cyrax. Some people loved it, some people hated it, but it's been 9 months since that's been a thing, right? Then out of nowhere, Homelander comes back, and guess who's back? Spitting in the sky. It's Cyrax, and the discourse around it's been crazy. Again, just like 9 months ago, people like it, people hate it, but ultimately I think everyone's kind of shocked as to why the meta would shift that drastic, given that for competitive play, Final Combat's taking place this weekend, and they just dropped this broken cameo out of nowhere after it's been 9 months, right? So they came out and made a statement about that, and they said, "We are aware of the changes affecting the Cyrax cameo and issues impacting Homelander. Cyrax will remain as he currently is for Final Combat, but we are working on adjustments for him, as well as Homelander-related fixes for a patch releasing shortly after Final Combat." Now, I'll be real with you guys. I'm not playing this game online at this point in time. I'm not. I'm playing more multiverses than anything, but some people are very upset because of the reasons I just told you, given the fact that pro players are now having to adjust a week before this big event. Everyone's losing their mind. I don't know. It kind of is what it is. There's been some talk that apparently maybe this was done by accident. This was an accidental buff. Like maybe they were working on this build of the game with Homelander and it was using the patch from like 9 months ago. And they didn't realize that, so when they released this Homelander patch, it went back and reverted to that build of the game, and they couldn't really just do a quick pull after they released it, so that's why we're in this situation. There's been other theories, like maybe it's because they want certain characters and people to be better for this upcoming Final Combat tournament. I don't know what's going on, I don't work there, but regardless, in case you haven't heard, Cyrax is back. He's back, baby, and everyone's using him, and there you go. Your first look at next season's boss, Shang Tsung in MK1. According to Bobby the Bobbler, yesterday on the Mortal Kombat Leaks subreddit, gave us this screenshot right here. And like I said in the intro to this video, I was kind of hoping for more, but at this point in time, this appears to be what we'll be seeing for next season. Intrigued to see all the other characters as Shang Tsung based skins, but I mean, it's not the worst, but I just feel like there's so much more they could do with this, you know what I mean? The actual post says, "For those wondering, you can still fight next season's boss this time around as well. Again, this happened previously in previous seasons. However, it now requires the secret fight consumable to get triggered. Get it from the collector shop when it pops up and beat Reptile with Shang while using that consumable, and then boom! You get the secret fights and you get your first look at next season's boss, and there you go. I wish it was something else, but that's what it is. Now for the final topic of the day. Shout out to Interloko, because Interloko dropped this video yesterday, which essentially is clarifying a lot of the misconceptions on what was found and what wasn't found in the day one source code for Mortal Kombat 1. Long story short, essentially there's two files if a character is a cameo character and a main roster character. So like your Kung Laos, your Johnny Cages, well Janet now, you know, your Sub-Zeros, your Scorpions, the characters that are on both rosters have those two files, right? Sektor and Cyrax were cameos. Day one of the build also had that file for the main roster, right? Which would imply that, like we found in the data mined intro dialogue, which is where we're basing this leak from and have been, that pretty much confirms that at least on day one, they were already planning for both Cyrax and Sektor in the data to be on both rosters, like a Kung Lao, like a Scorpion, like a Sub-Zero. As for the other characters, like a Frost, like a Kano, like a Sonya Blade, they only have one file, which means they were, at that point in time, not planned to be on the main roster as well, which essentially means that things aren't looking good. And again, things are always subject to change, so that could have changed. But based on that day one source code build in Mortal Kombat 1, definitively, we can pretty much confirm that in the upcoming Combat Pack 2 or the story expansion, Sektor and Cyrax are going to be a guarantee. Now, if you want to watch this video from Interloko, I have it linked down below. He explains it far better than I did. I tried my best to essentially break it all down for you guys, so go watch it. He actually shows you the data from the source code so you can see what exactly I mean, how there's like two different files for two different rosters. I pretty much explains it, but if you want to hear from the man himself who does all the cool shit, click the link down below. Shout out to Interloko for that. But guys, that's all I got for y'all today. What do you think of us now finally knowing the voice behind the Caped Crusader? What do you think of the Cyrax situation? What do you think of Sektor and Cyrax being confirmed to probably be fully playable in the next update, KP2, Story Mode Expansion. And lastly, next season's boss, Shang Tsung. Obviously, you know the drill by now. If you enjoyed the video, do me a solid. It takes you a second. Please drop a like on it. Again, my bad for not posting just straight up Mortal Kombat content every day. I'm kind of trying to do other things that make me happy for my mental health. If you want to stick around and watch that, I'd greatly appreciate it. If you don't like that, I get it too. You subscribed probably because you want some Mortal Kombat content, but just know that I'm gonna be doing other things. You feel me? So if you could be open-minded and support your boy, that would truly mean the world to me. I should probably have some more videos after this one, not on Mortal Kombat, but that does not mean that I'm gonna stop making Mortal Kombat content. I'm simply just adding to the collection of stuff. And honestly, I've done other things in the past, but just primarily I've been focused on Mortal Kombat since the announcement. Been going super hard on Mortal Kombat, and it's taxing on my brain, guys, and I need to just do things that can help keep me going. If I have to keep talking about this shit, I'm gonna lose my mind. So I love you. Thank you to everyone who's clicking on the other videos. You're a real one. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.